Now, when did you start getting out? Right?
2017.
2017?
Yeah.
What made you want to get the
So, well, originally, I have to go back. So, like high school, 17, I started taking global studies. Then I started learning about different religions and cultures all over the world. And that was my first thought made me like, if there's so many different religions and cultures, who's to say who's right, you know? So that at that time, I was like, yeah, I'm not really with the whole religion thing.
Was your family religious?
Not heavily. The elementary school I went to, a private Christian school, but it was more so for the educational aspect. So I was around it, but it wasn't so more so like go to church every Sunday, basically.
Okay. So I mean, but your peoples put you
in
Christian,
for education.
Was it Catholic church?
It was Christian.
It was Christian.
Yeah.
It wasn't Catholic.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
So, once I started learning about different cultures and religions across the world and history and stuff, I'm like yeah.
Was it in the Christian school you were learning it?
No, this was in Benjamin Banneker Academy. It's actually in Fort Greene. Well, Fort Greene / Clinton Hills.
Okay.
So after that, I was just like, yeah, I'm not really with this religious. I never really already wasn't heavy on it, but that more so made me like, yeah, definitely not with that. And there was a time where I was just, you start searching things up, like looking for things. So I was seeing different images, and I came across like different phrases, more so Buddhism phrases, like Namaste, the God in me recognizes the God in you, Nirvana, which is heaven on earth. So I was just like, yeah, I kind of
like to have a state of mind, or is it
I don't know. Basically, if your mind is in a state of heaven, then you heaven on earth.
Okay, please.
So once I started getting into that, I was just like, yeah, man is God. So I didn't agree with Buddhism, but I started, when you're young, 17, I started getting tattoos. Like I got Nirvana in my mouth, Namaste, I saw the term Alpha Omega, because so I was like, yeah, I got that tatted, like Alpha Omega, things to represent that man is God. So I didn't even know about the culture at this time. So I started dating a young lady at the time, and she basically played, it was Che Electronica's
Exhibit C?
Yeah, so he said something about 5%. So I'm like, what's a 5%? So now I Googled it. I'm like, there's people who teach what I feel. I didn't. That kind of threw me off. But at that time, I was in the gang world. So I really was kind of like, I'm interested in these things, but I was still in other activities that I really had no business doing. Let's fast forward. Years later, I was like, you know what? Let me read the knowledge. I was just Googling the culture again, because I was resting with another young woman in Fort Greene, in the heart of Medina, right there on Colton Ave. And I used to pass by, and I used to see the rallies, And I was intrigued, but I also was kind of, I don't know if I should go over there, Because you know how the guys look so stern and serious. So I was just like, yeah, let me just Google what this is, like, more so. So I found Knowledge Yourself by Supreme Understanding, and I read the book. At this point, it's like 2017 now. We fast forward a couple of years. I called up the school, if not Al Jamal answered. So when I called up the school, I asked, when can I come for classes? He said, where you from? I said, I'm from Crown Heights. He said, I live in Bed-Stuy. He said, you don't have to come all the way up there. You meet me at my house tomorrow. And then,
he went straight to his house?
Yeah. Okay. And then after I went to him, he told me about the fasting, it's funny because he gave me mathematics, alphabets, and went to 10 all at one time. Then he said, yo, Sunez has this class on these days, Umala has these classes on these days. And went from there.
And I think I met you
at Dark Kemp's class.
Dark Kemp's, that was in 2019.
2019, yeah.
So by that time you had it like 2 years already.
Yeah. Well, the first couple years I was kind of in and out because I was only around Ifna Al Jamal and people in his age group. So
the older guys.
Yeah. So it wasn't really. I was in and out. It wasn't that I was relatable. I really wanted it. However, it's easier when you're around people your physical degree. So what happened though in 2019, he would always tell me about another young brother around my age that he was teaching, but we just never crossed paths. And then by 2019 came around, I met Brown C. Mahdi, and then we found out we lived.
Wait, what year was that?
2019.
I thought y'all came around the same. Yeah, I met y'all.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah. So then when we found out that we lived 10-minute walk from each other, that was it. Every day we was together. Then he had an idea of like, yo, we should, since we realized I was helping our growth and development. He had an idea like, yo, let's connect with all the guys that's in their wisdom out of ciphers, understanding out of ciphers around the globe, whoever we could contact with, you know? Or anytime we see anybody around physical degree, we yo, peace, where you from, what's your name, what's your contact? All right, boom, and we'll add them to the cipher. And then you remember, we started bringing everybody to the school, whether it be dark chem classes or Sunas classes. So that's how that happened.
If Mecca did this.